today we took a trip to Pennsylvania. I take a trip about once a month. I actually just went up a couple weeks ago and wasn't able to finish everything that I needed to do. So I ended up making a second trip this month and did my big haul. I got a ton of grain. I got a ton of stuff. I had to run to Costco, and so I have a whole bunch more. This is a larger load. And before we leave, all the kids are responsible for getting their chores done. So Gemma is letting chickens out from the hen house. Selah watered the animals. Gideon and Shay brought the kittens out to the porch. And everybody else is good to wait until we get back this afternoon. Driving through Lancaster County, Pennsylvania is always extremely inspiring. Just looking at the gardens that these Amish families are maintaining, it is just kind of that little nudge to get out and make my garden beautiful. This summer, however, you know that I am pregnant and am really struggling to get out and make my garden productive. So I have been heavily relying on farms like White Oak Nursery here, where they do a fantastic job growing foods, and I have no problem supporting them. So they have been a huge supplier of our produce needs this year. This White Oak Nursery farm is also where I bought all of my trees and fruit-bearing plants. So I have a very good working relationship with them and really enjoy supporting them. Miller's Natural Foods is always one of our stops, and this is where I do my bulk purchasing in grains and nuts and fruits, dried fruits. This is kind of my Azure Standard alternative. I have purchased with Azure Standard before, but I find that stopping at Miller's is just much more convenient for me. And since they carry so many local items like these local cheeses right here, which are raw milk cheeses, organic, grass-fed, some local sourdough bakeries, they offer me a much better selection because I do have the ability to shop local here with Miller's. Now, Azure Standard, I'm sure, is fantastic for most people who do not have these options, but since we have that slight advantage, I prefer to support our local Amish community. They offer a wide variety of supplements and body care products and herbs, along with a ton of other food options. Take that for me. And then also one of the main stops today is getting a load of grain for the livestock. And then we can't forget to stop by the ice cream store and get some freshly made ice cream before we head back to Maryland. So I am going to try and show you some of the things that I got. It's going to be a little challenging because I have a trunk full of everything. And my kids are really great about helping me unload it. There is no way this stuff is going to fit on a table. I mean, my Costco hauls are not, they're massive. So I'm going to try and show you what I got as we pull them out of the trunk. And hopefully you can get an idea of what we're snacking on this week. One of the first things I got was a nursing tea for my next door neighbor who is due to have her baby any day now. So I picked this up from a little herb shop local to Lancaster. And this woman grows her herbs, and she grows a lot of the herbs. Oh no, don't step on that. Hop on out. And she makes different tea blends. So this is one that I got. And we went to BB's and I got, the kids love these elderberry gummies. Okay, in all honesty, they are probably more like just candies to them, but they've got elderberry in it, vitamin C, I think some of them have vitamin D, and I don't know. I let them get them. So, got a handful of these guys. Next on the list is ice creams from a little dairy. We're gonna have ice cream sundaes tonight. Woohoo! So other than batteries, we also got 3 of these meatloafs, and I bought them because I cannot find my box of ground beef that I raised. It's somewhere in the freezer. Since we have so many animals processed recently, I just started loading everything in. So I have 3 of these to try and get some dinners for the next few days until I can go through my freezers. All right, here is the ultimate haul. Whoa. Okay, so we did end up going to a nursery and got a bunch of plants. I got some tomatoes, I got some lemongrass, I got some herbs. I got arnica. I did not even know that you could grow arnica around here. Peppers. All right, Gideon, would you like to take this, please? Can you take this whole, no, don't keep smashing the bread. Please take this whole box on over to the garden and go stick it either on the ground or on a garden table, please. Whole bunch of plants. Got another one.
What kind of plants is this?
Whole bunch of them. I'm not even sure. Got another right here. We got some leeks and watermelons, I think. Something like that. Can you carry this?
Yeah.
Careful, careful, careful. Okay, go to the garden over this way, honey. Thank you. All right. Here we go. Here goes nothing. Oh, and I've got this as well. Peppers and a few more herbs. I think this is comfrey. Yep. There we go. Now, I'm gonna slowly start unloading this. Apples for apple muffins, I'll make those tomorrow. I'm going to put these in the refrigerator. Pizza. Who doesn't love a good Costco pizza? I know, I do. Okay. These little lemon things, oh man. I have waited for these at Costco for a while, and I really, really wanted them when I was in my first trimester. So bad. And they didn't have them. And so now here we are. Now they had them, so I had to get them. All right, Gemma, we're gonna start unloading a bunch of stuff. This is just the lemon drink. Can you take the bag off, please? This can go into the basement. And I'll just do a stash of bags over here.
Can I have one, please?
Not yet, you can in a minute. All right, so take those on over.
As soon as I take them in, can I have one?
No, not yet. Take that over, and we're gonna start unloading this all. All right. These will end up going in the freezer. Another in the freezer. I have decided that I am going to serve cereal one day a week for breakfast. No, put it back, because I need a break. I went to BB's and got some really cheap applesauce and cereals. So, Gideon, Would you kindly take this into, you can take that into the basement, actually. That's fine.
I want an apple.
No, thank you.
Apple.
Some more cereals.
No, Mom said no.
Here, you can take this into the basement as well. Here, Gemma, why don't you take this? So this is the problem with going shopping at Costco and BB's. I end up getting foods that I don't want in the house and that I don't need in the house. Ugh. These are Ritz crackers, for example. Started making a dent in some of the things. Those can go in the basement right there. All this stuff in here needs to go in the freezer. All this stuff needs to go in the fridge. So I like to stock up on these Izzy drinks. They are our soda alternative. So I don't feel quite as bad allowing my children to have these little Izzy sodas. And then stocking up on tortilla chips and some other snack foods. I try to keep processed foods at a minimum. However, I know that I am in the season right now where cooking may take backseat. So being able to have alternatives to ordering out, like this macaroni and cheese, is just going to be my saving grace. So this is the other items that I got from both Costco and Miller's. We have some oranges. I typically like to order oranges and citrus in season, but sometimes you just have a desire for some citrus in the summer. Some pizza seasoning from Miller's. And some more herbs and spices. And of course, my family's obsession with the real salt seasoning, which we use on deviled eggs. We use it on rice ramen noodles as a ramen noodle alternative, and among other things. We use the real salt seasoning a lot. I did get these box of apples for fresh eating and also for apple muffins. And of course, some work gloves. I always feel like somehow they disappear. So here's another pack we can use. And getting some freeze pops, having an alternative that is not quite so gross with food colorings. And then I alternate between making granola and buying granola. Again, I'm in the season in my life at this exact moment where I just need some shortcuts, and I'd rather have food on the table than have to order food out because I'm not feeling up to cooking. Dried fruits are always a staple. We do a lot of dried fruits for lunch. I will set up a little, snack board, charcuterie board with some dried fruits and some cheeses and meats. So that has become a nice little summer snack. Of course, I love dark chocolate, so I was able to pick the dark chocolate up at Miller's. And some powdered sugar. And if you haven't tried Dandy Blend, it is a wonderful alternative to coffee. I wanted to be careful with my caffeine intake, so I figured the Dandy Blend would be a great alternative for a little while. And snacks. I'm really not a snack person, so when I go shopping like this, I feel a little bit bad when I look at it all in bulk, all these snacks that I'm getting. And limes, my husband loves a good, and I love a good lime crush, key lime crush. And so I'm going to make some of those for him. So I had mentioned earlier that I bought some cereals. I do not serve cereal in our family for our meals. It's just something that I know is not ideal. So I did buy some boxes of cereal. However, we'll see how long that lasts. Again, convenience. And then chocolates. I picked up some chocolates for myself and also for my friend who is expecting a baby. And I got her some arnica as well. We all know those cramps that take place after you deliver a baby. And then coming along over to, we got a watermelon, which didn't make it to the video before getting cut up. And then my typical 40-pound box of bananas, which you all know I freeze most of them for smoothies, and then also fresh eating until they get a little bit ripe, and then freeze drying them is another good snack. This is again another soda alternative, the San Pellegrino juice sodas. Back to the cereal. I've named it Cereal Sunday because I just enjoy resting on Sunday morning. So I give the kids some cereal for breakfast on Sunday. Costco sells these delicious strawberry lemonade bottles. They're organic, so this is a great alternative if we go to any picnics or parties and want to bring some drinks along with us. I'm making my way through my goat trails of a path in my pantry in the basement. And then my daughters have wanted to make some chocolate chip cookies like in bulk. So I did pick up a big bag of chocolate chips from Costco. Even though I prefer my dark chocolate, sometimes, financially you need to just make some cuts. Paper towels and toilet paper are always a must on my Costco hauls. We go through an entire case a month. So that is pretty much a roll a day. It's a little crazy. And then also the last thing that I do when I get home from grocery shopping is try and restock all of my jars so everything can be easily accessible, and also it just looks nicer. Decanting food always has a much prettier appeal than just standing there staring at bags of foods. So that wraps up our shopping haul in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I hope you all have a wonderful week.